this day and you're hitting it.
Okay, now we're going live. Oh no, what? I hit live and you froze. I can still hear you though. No video. Oh, there you go.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I could still hear you.
There's still sound coming through. Tin cans running from here to you. There it is again. Living free. Yay, more fireside chats with Robo and Veebs. Oh yeah, that's going to be the biggie here, huh? I have not had luck with live streams the past week or so. Power didn't go out on Wade's. It was more of a internet just dropped, like they were doing some kind of maintenance or something. But yeah, then Monday was kind of terrible.
But you're back, and now I'm back, so that's good.
Yeah, we're back at the same time. We're back.
The rarities. Hey, are you all caught up on Bad Batch yet?
Yes. Yeah. Kind of a I don't know. I see what they're doing, because I see all the complaints of child character.
Dad.
Yeah. So I don't know. But I feel like they're setting up another Ahsoka top situation.
I think it's gonna be. I like it so far. I think it's gonna be cool.
Yeah, I love it.
I like how they carried over Tamura Morrison's New Zealand accent over, so it's Omega.
I didn't know what you said. I did. It took me a minute to realize it was Omega. I was like, isn't that an old computer of some kind? Some kind of technology from the past.
Uh-huh.
KJ Smith, what's going on?
What's up?
Blue Demon.
It's going.
Yeah.
On this sensitive dudes on Mother's Day. Still talking about toys.
Planetoid 7, yeah. Like I was saying, my mom's phone's off the hook. And some people may not get that reference now that I've said it out loud,
That may be the perfect way to spend a quiet day to yourself.
Yeah.
Phone off the hook.
Omega.
Oh, Omega.
Have we actually heard her say Order 66 yet?
I don't
Order 66.
66.
66. Crash, what's happening?
Whoa.
Oh, what did y'all think of Jupiter's? I haven't watched Jupiter's Legacy.
I have not either.
Is that Netflix? I don't have Netflix.
I have Netflix. It's like the time that I need.
Yeah. No, what? You got to get all your TV watching in.
I know. It's like that's why I can only usually watch one show at once, because I've got to do it early morning, because usually by the time we get everybody to bed around here, it's like, all right, let's watch something, and it's like, I'm out.
Sleepy time. Mm-hmm. Plus, Stranger Things is about to come back around, isn't it?
I guess. I mean, it was almost a year in between teasers or something like that.
I don't know. I haven't watched since the first season. I just know there's a teaser out there, I think.
Oh man, you haven't watched since the first season? Really?
Nope. Yeah, I missed out. I think I was on the road when the second one came out, and
I can't be one to sit across here and say you need to get caught up on your TV, because I'm terrible at that. But now's the time.
Living Freak, I decided to go back and watch Clone Wars in between new episodes of Bad Batch. I need to do that too.
Yep. I like it. I really like it overall. I mean, it's kind of like this, with any long-going television show, but it's more Obi-Wan.
Yeah. Better Anakin.
Mm-hmm. Probably best Anakin.
Probably, from what I hear. Like I said, I need to go back and watch through all of it. I did watch season 7 just to be ready for Bad Batch and everything else going on after that. Plus, I watched Rebels before I watched Clone Wars, so I'm not exactly an in order kind of guy.
I'm trying to think. It's hard to like divorce yourself from an experience, but it seems like Bad Batch, you could probably step right into it having just seen Revenge of the Sith, right, and not be too far off. I
I
mean,
guess it
yes,
kind of introduces them as it
yeah,
kind of does a quick, Clone Force, blah, 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 blah.
yeah,
They're the defects or whatever.
yeah. So I mean, even if you wouldn't have caught, obviously the episode that they put in to, spark this show, you'd still be mostly okay.
Yeah.
But speaking
So,
of Star Wars, oh what?
so who's ready to stock Target this week before spoilers? Is that what you're going for? Or?
Yeah, well, I was gonna say for all the days to do Star Wars stuff, I didn't think the May the 4th Hasbro thing was all that exciting.
No, I mean, it definitely wasn't what you think of when you think, oh, this is a made up dedicated holiday for this one thing. So, yeah, I feel like they could have went with more main characters or bigger movies or something.
Yeah, I mean, and I think you're in the same boat. I got my Walmart pre-orders in for Rampart and the other one. Yeah, well,
no, not this one. Yeah, but
yeah. The GameStop ones are always easy. That was nice.
and you know what? Even with the power out, and you texted me asking if I needed you to pick these up for me, even standing in the yard trying to get a signal, I was able to get the GameStop stuff pretty easy.
I'm usually not huge into the gaming grade stuff just because I'm not into the game. Well, I haven't ever played the games, but these were two strong ones. I mean, this was a really nice, extra detailed variation on a cool design already. And then, obviously the other one, it looks really cool. So,
right. This I started noticing, and I've said it during the weekly. I thought, oh, it's just a snowtrooper with a new head, but it's actually new feet, new forearms, new weapon, new head, flipped around shoulder pads.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's more new than I thought it was.
Yeah. And I don't know. So the other one, the Maul,
the Night Brother.
Yeah. Now, are there that to me implies that there are more than just one, right?
Yeah. Whenever you're on that level in Jedi Fallen Order, I haven't beat that game. I've only explored here and there and kind of ran around. But yeah, there's more. This is an army builder.
Okay. Interesting.
They pop out during the levels, and you got to fight them and stuff.
Jeez, having to fight Darth Maul every time you turn around. Doesn't sound fun.
But it's a cool color.
Yeah.
And this should have popped right into my head as soon as shirtless Darth Maul popped up.
Yeah.
But I don't know. The head has longer horns, and it's more of a serious look than Maul.
Yeah.
I almost want to see that repainted as Maul.
With the dark that straight on shot with the dark background on there, it almost looks like he's got like this Jersey Shore hairdo going right there.
Oh, well,
but it's a cool look. I like it.
Wish the Hasbro Star Wars team interacted a bit more with the community like Marvel Legends team, but I understand why they did go on to Kevin's channel unboxing for a live stream, and he was showing off the Clone Wars stuff. But yeah, you don't see them do that very often. Whenever I saw that, I thought, wow, that is weird.
It's tough because I agree. It can get ugly really, really quickly. But I think it's interaction, but also just like taking the time to kind of have your not to say pulse because Hasbro pulse, but to kind of have your finger on the pulse of things and kind of know which way things are going and how people are feeling and talking about stuff. That's a part of it too, I think. But I think we're just spoiled with the Marvel team.
We are. That's so unscripted, so out of the blue. And I know Ryan has his points that they go through and stuff, but other than that, it's just talking toys.
Yeah. But yeah, that was you know, the GameStop ones are often just video game versions of troops, so those are very unique troops. I was glad to see those.
Or the one screaming during the Star Wars chat about GI Joe stuff or something. You know, just mad in general. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't leave the chat running anymore.
Yeah, I turn it off.
Yeah. But the Walmart stuff, was it Yakface that posted up a link to the day before where it didn't actually have pictures or even listed what it was.
Mm-hmm.
And I grabbed 2 then hoping it was this.
Yeah.
And it ended up being Rampart. So, and I'll eventually have to cancel one of those. Walmart went ahead and canceled both of them for me.
Yeah.
But even these going out of stock, popping back in, going back out, back in, I was able to grab one of each of these too.
Me too, which was cool. If you were persistent with it kind of throughout the afternoon as they were going in and out, it seemed like Rampart or maybe it was him. One of them got up there at one point and stayed for quite a bit. So I mean, we'll see. Even though I knew that pre-ordering something before it technically went live was going to be shaky anyway, I think pre-ordering anything from Walmart is shaky. So I'm going to, keep my fingers really
even
cool.
Yeah, even when I don't know. I think I had the last Clone Wars stuff pre-ordered, found it at Walmart first, and then people were having problems with the website even fulfilling their orders.
Yep.
After that.
Yep, because you found a set for me, and I kept, maybe it was Ahsoka or somebody, I kept one of my pre-orders open on there, and I canceled the rest of them, and that one still got canceled, and people were ordering them and shipping and finding them and all of that. So
yeah, so the whole uncertainty of it is another thorn in our sides.
But this trooper is interesting.
This trooper?
Yeah, because to me, he's already coming to like symbolize, the clones have always been so cool. Like even the non-main character ones, it's like they had this element to them that, the stormtroopers never had. And whatnot. And now this one just kind of represents when they kind of, they turn into dicks and they start really turning into like the stormtrooper kind of way. So it's crazy watching Bad Batch, how it's like you used to like seeing the clone troopers come on, and now you see them, it's like, don't like you.
Yeah. And that's what somebody was commenting. I was watching a breakdown or something earlier, and they were talking about how it's weird throughout the whole Clone Wars series. You get used to one thing, and then boom, suddenly they're the bad guys. Yep. You can't cheer for them.
Yep. And they're the bad guys serving the bad guys who don't even like them as bad guys anymore, right?
Yeah, exactly. Tried a few times, but I was finally able to get my shock trooper and ordered one with the Walmart John Walker. Oh man, with Walmart stuff, I try not to order together.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, there's no perfect formula, but I'm always scared that one's going to ship and then they'll cancel the other, or something happens. And I don't trust them to like pile of loot it. No. But with this, okay, the first one that they canceled, the early Rampart that they canceled, said I exceeded quantity.
Mm-hmm.
So when the shock trooper popped up, I was afraid. Did it say something about you could only order one?
I don't know, because here's the thing. I ordered one under my account, and then you can check out as a guest as well, which this is probably shady. I ordered it under my wife's name and had it shipped to my mom's house.
Really? Whoa, you went way undercover.
Yeah.
I ordered the one, and if I found another in store or something, I'll grab it, because this will go on the prequel shelf too if you cut off the pauldron.
Yeah. And I struggle with only having one trooper when they're like this.
Yeah.
I've got to have at least two. And I've gotten to the point now that two is usually fine, and I don't exceed that unless it's like classic stormtroopers or that, Entertainment Earth pack from long ago that had all 4 of the different episode 3 colors in there. I went a little overboard on that. But if I can get 2 of him, I'll be happy.
Plus, it's a cool design. It's just one of those things. Red on white on black. Oh, there you are.
Yeah, there he is.
And then Rampart. And
yeah,
and I didn't even realize he came with a mouse droid.
Yeah, that's awfully. It's amazing how something as dumb as that, especially that it's been released already. It's like, oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Has it been? Wait. Am I missing it? Or did we get a mouse droid with something?
Yeah, it was one of the Disney World or the Star Wars.
Was it the droid pack? No,
maybe no. I think it was the. Well,
it was the one with the gold. It was the one with the gold trooper, wasn't it?
Oh, what's his name? Yeah, the First Order, the gold First Order one.
Yeah, I didn't get those packs. The only one I got was the Rebels one, I think, or the Resistance.
Mm. Yeah, when I went there, I was like, oh, I'm gonna go, so I'll just pick them up. It's like I had to go to what were there 3 sets? You had to go to 3 different stores.
Really? Yeah, I only got the one with. It's going to be one of those days with names. The pirate. Oh, Commander Pyre is the green.
Pyre. Yeah. And so you got the Hondo one.
Hondo, yeah.
Hondo.
Exclusive mouse droid with a bonus Imperial officer.
Yeah.
And I don't know Rampart, but he's in episode 2, right? Was he?
If it was just a flash. But I think that I think in one of the trailers or something that they've been showing, he's going to show up more.
Yeah.
I get this I get this like callous vibe off of him, maybe, you know.
Yeah, and I'm always good with more officers and reusing this body. They stand around looking cool. Well, snooty. Yeah, Rampart was briefly in episode 2, and I recorded the weekly before I watched episode 2. So when I said I know nothing about Rampart, episode 2, he was. Oh wait, put glasses on Rampart, and he'd look a Star Wars Hank Hill. I'll tell you what.
Now I want a Star Wars Boomhauer.
That's right. Episode 2, he was on a hollow billboard.
Mm.
Yeah, I need to rewatch. There's a lot of shows I watch, and then I miss a lot of stuff the first go through.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Usually with the Disney Plus ones, I think I mentioned it last week. It's like I get them in twice anyway because my wife wants to watch them, but I don't think she's like opining to watch Bad Batch for whatever reason. So I'm gonna have to do that on my own.
Yeah,
which is fun. You know, I'm surprised. It's kind of cool that it's going to go all the way through August, though. It's one to really like get into, and it goes for more than a month, which we've kind of been trained up for. So,
right? Didn't they say something like 16 episodes or something?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
God dang it, Grogu! God dang. Double knees, shockingly. Well, it's using an old body, so
yeah.
When they pull those back in from the old bodies,
because no character says I need double knees in Star Wars like Grand Moff Tarkin.
He's a quick draw, McGraw. God dang! No, it's stuck in my head. I'll be doing that the rest of the. Now, Star Wars wise, they sent me a box, and it's mostly I've already peeked because I couldn't help myself. But they sent this box.
Yeah,
I'd figured unbox during this whole thing. But it's essentially just Star Wars 50th anniversary. It's the Lucasfilm thing. And the biggie in here is this. Which I guess has hit Europe, maybe?
I guess it's weird that one's so far behind the other two.
Yeah. I didn't realize. Well, Obi-Wan and the Jawas already come in.
Yep.
And I haven't opened those up yet.
I love that Obi-Wan.
The damn vintage card is
That's
so
done. Yeah.
It's so sweet.
Yeah.
And the thing about this one's pristine. But the biggie for me is getting another Rodian on the shelf.
Mm-hmm.
If I open this, or when I open this, it won't necessarily be Greedo.
No.
Yeah, it can just be not Beto. He's got a different vest, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, the toy versions of Greedo and Hammerhead and who else was they showed up in Clone Wars.
Oh yeah?
In the background. Yeah.
I really like the fades at the joints though. Like the vintage figure.
Yeah, like some airbrushing or something going on there.
Yeah, right here at the wrists and up at the elbows.
That's cool.
And they painted the feet and the belt darker and the collar. And getting rid of the vest, it makes it a whole new figure, I think.
Yeah. No, I'm with you.
So it's nifty. But then, have you got this?
Yeah, it's so much fun. So much fun.
I've been meaning to do a video on this, but I can't find the original Qui-Gon head. I have the body. I don't have the head.
Yeah, my original Qui-Gon head. I keep all the Star Wars heads and whatnot in one thing in the storage bin, and I was actually able to dig it out because I've had a was it maybe Casting Cave Qui-Gon?
Yes.
I've had that on there for a long time. So,
and that's what. Well, I made the Jedi with the horns coming down.
Oh, saucy,
saucy 10. But yeah, I think it was him. I took it because it was a taller body. I put that head on it, and
I've got that head on some body over here too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, where'd you get that head? But and then I've put that flesh Silence of the Lambs mask Qui-Gon head somewhere, and I can't find it. You know,
that's so weird. That was such a weird choice.
It was a cool experiment because the Marvel team's doing it. Wait, what did I just review the other day? The Mr. Hyde is the same concept. The eyes and the mouth, the teeth and the tongue are a separate plug piece behind the face. So they can paint it up and it's not bleeding into the rest of the figure. But
you know, it's interesting to me how that would have taken effect with like a multiple face part, multiple face print effect if they were doing that at that point. To see if that added like any additional depth and something to it. If it was printed properly and not the old time Star Wars horrible face paint, if that would what that would look like. Obviously, that's something you can't try at home on your own, at least yet. So,
and the Qui-Gon was before the Rey, the first photo reel, right?
Yes.
Yeah, experimentation.
Yeah.
What else we got in here? Did you get the Mace on episode 1 card?
Yeah, and Mace was photo real, but I think this one looks a little better, actually.
Oh, really? I need to compare? Was the original Mace photo real?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Which, maybe it's just like from my individual one to the next. But I think the new one looks better, at least for me. So
I wish, since they went with the episode 1 card and it's supposed to be a nostalgic and all that, I wish they'd went with the blue blade.
That would have been cool.
Like the original release.
And it would have been cool too if it would have been, he would have had that, if his cloak would have been plastic and it would have just been like that shell that fit down over the top of it, all closed up and done up like that original figure.
Yep. That would have been more nostalgic. What else they got in here? They got some little 3 3/4 inch stuff. I don't care about that. Huh?
I don't know about that.
Got the new Troop Builder Archive Wave. I didn't actually order this, so I'm okay with getting some extras because I thought, oh, that's the same thing. But after seeing the Mandalorian episode where those are all running around crazy, I'm okay with having more troops.
Yeah.
Along with more Tuskens.
I did get that. I haven't opened that yet, though.
I'm always down for more Tuskens. It looks a little dirtier. Just going by memory.
I haven't even taken the chance to like put them next to each other. I just know that I was like, I had 3 Tusken Raiders, and I was like, I can go for a
This again, looking at this, well, I may have mentioned it way back, but yeah, Mandalorian season 2, episode 1. There's another character for that shelf if you want just Mando shelves. And then wasn't a Death Trooper in the end of season 1 Mandalorian? And then you can put them with your Clone Wars figures or your Grand Admiral Thrawn, your Rogue One.
Gideon's got a whole squad of them too.
Gideon. Yeah. It looks shinier.
Although,
wait a second.
He'd look really short next to them.
I'm trying to get the light just right. I'm surrounded by light, and suddenly it's like, oh, I can't see this.
Yeah, bubbles. Yeah.
I seem to remember the original Death Trooper having green lenses, right? This one doesn't.
Really?
It looks different. It looks bluish. I don't know. That may be another comparison thing. And then I don't think a hover tank driver showed up in the Mandalorian, but it's they wear that body. Oh, no. Is it this body they have? And it's all in greenish or something?
Maybe. You mean the armor that they stole?
The armor, yeah. They at least had that helmet. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, that's another thing I'm surprised they haven't done yet. Is Mayfeld and Mando in those armors, swappable heads, same package.
Yeah, that's true. I was gonna say I'd rather have Mayfeld than his season 1 look, but
that is true. But get the Mayfeld head in the Trooper, and then they can use it again for that big jailbreak box set they're going to give us for San Diego Comic-Con.
Right. Yeah. With the armored vehicle and everything included.
Finally decided I'd check out My Hero Academia. Yeah, like I said, once you get past the first couple of episodes, it really gets in its groove and you start caring about the characters more.
But I guess the last Star Wars thing is that we're still staring down what I guess now our friend Yakface is saying the 23rd in store order go. I'm already stressed out because like there's a chance that Blood's supposed to be the week before that too, and it's like no, I don't like this.
Yeah, it's the whole Target situation sucks balls.
Yep.
Is what it boils down to. Completely.
Yep. And there's no other way to put it. I mean, it affects other lines too, because that can drive me nuts as well. But man, ugh.
Yeah.
I really want those 4 badly.
And to take main characters like that, well, at least Anakin and Obi-Wan. I guess Obi-Wan's a main character, right? He's kind of important. Yeah. But to take them and make them exclusives in this fantastic look that they have from a popular show, it's just stupid.
And one of them is, the prior version of a character that's in a current media right now. So.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems like we've been talking about this whole Target situation for a long time, but was it as a big deal before 2020? I mean, there was exclusives, but it didn't seem like they were shoving so much at 2 retail stores.
Yeah, well, that's true, but I mean, even within Hasbro, I mean, I don't think that the Marvel stuff has been horrible to get.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
I mean, I don't know if it's like, oh, I can walk in there on any given day and pick it up, but the Rogue and Gambit, those were fairly accessible online, and Thunderbird set, that was easy. Katie hasn't been too difficult to get.
On Target side, though, do they want it that easy? Because they end up having to, clearance or whatever.
Yeah.
Are they trying to find this perfect balance of how much to get enough to get to everybody who wants it, but not enough that is just sitting around taking up their shelf space for things? And I think they're going either extreme this way or extreme this way.
Yeah.
To try to balance it out, and
never the twain shall meet.
Yeah, and I don't know, and that's every time I try to come up with some kind of logical answer for this whole crazy situation, it sounds like I'm apologizing for one side or the other. But
you know what? Here's the thing: is that even as someone who can sit back and say, okay, I can understand it from this side, and I can understand it from that side. That's fine, and you can do that, but perception is still reality, and my perception is it's a colossal pain in the dick.
yeah. Because you mentioned Gambit and Rogue, I saw them in store once, and there was a peg full of one, peg full of the other, peg full of Storms. I went back the next time, they were all gone, except for the Storms. The Storms sat for a while, only because that was a reissue, I don't know. On top of people just buying them all up to sell them online because of how hard they've gotten to get.
Well, and I think that's part of it too. I think the whole pandemic situation and whatnot has caused micro scalping, where people are casually getting into it and being okay with being able to take $5 off of something where normally that in the past that wouldn't have been like worth the hassle of doing it. I think it's just putting it all together and just chipping a little bit at a time. I think that's becoming more and more common, which makes it even more difficult.
Yeah,
because if somebody's going to go in and buy up 10 things because they think, oh, I can make $5 off of each one of these and make myself $50 and be okay with that, then that just becomes too easy.
Yeah. Not to even mention, I mean, right at first when it happens, you see it going on eBay for $200, $150, $200.
25,000.
Target wants your ass in the store looking for it, not finding it, and buying shampoo.
Yeah.
Then the same. Because, I mean, another thing is you have to realize it's action figures, and to corporate decision makers, they're just like, oh, well, it's just toys,
Well, and
this
plus,
is such a small little item.
With Walmart, long time ago becoming the largest toy retailer, they've always treated toys as a loss leader. So they've had this like fake lower pricing to some extent, but also fake value to it as well, because they'll take the hit on losing money on an action figure because, as you said, somebody doesn't find a $25 toy that they're looking for, then they go spend $75 on groceries while they're there.
Yeah.
So even if you do find something and Walmart's taking it at a slight loss, they're still making money because you've got to be fairly disciplined to walk out of the joint with nothing else.
Little do they know, I have trained myself over the past 25 years to just walk in, look at toys, walk the hell out. During way back in the day when you go at midnight, come in through the garden center. Well, they'd close the garden center, but you just come in, avoid the dude buffing the floor, look at toys, out, head to the next one.
Well, I don't know. We'll see. Between these Clone Wars figures and possible Cobra Island again, it could be a very cranky end of the month.
Yeah. And well, on top of that, waiting till June to address the issue. Are they waiting until after the whole thing drops down and falls out and they're hoping that a lot of people find it, or that Target gets it on shelves, or it doesn't completely disappear in 3 seconds, or I don't know. It's like they can't get ahead of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. That's why I think it's dealing with the new reality is that, oh, well, we sent 20 to every single store. Yeah. Well, if one dude swoops in and buys 10, 15 of them, then most people are out then because he's going to turn a couple of bucks on each one. So
I think Star Wars is still operating under the we can't. Well, I don't know. Well, they're putting out Bad Batch Clone Wars stuff right now because Bad Batch Clone Wars is out right now.
Yeah.
When they could be getting ahead of things, getting some Mando stuff out between those episodes. But I think they're waiting until Book of Boba Fett starts getting advertised or teased, and then here's all this stuff from Mandalorian season 2 or season 1.
Yeah, there's that, but there's also I hate to keep going back to it because I'm not trying to pit internal Hasbro teams against each other, but again, Legends has that down a little bit better. It's like they're timing the media stuff well, and in between that, here's a retro X-Men wave, here's a retro Spider-Man wave that is not current, but it is stuff that people want. It's like you've got how many movies that you can go back and mine into of characters that we haven't gotten yet and make waves and go.
Yeah. But Marvel is it seems more of a constant barrage of media, Plus it's got 70, 80 years of comic books to fall back on.
And more reuse. I'll give it that.
Yeah, and more reuse. The superhero physique, the bodies, and it's not like every figure is completely reuse, but they have that going for them too. But on top of that, they have media. I mean, WandaVision followed directly by Falcon and Winter Soldier, followed directly by Loki and the new show, and then a movie and Black Widow and another movie and another movie. Right. It's just, I don't know. I think because of the popularity of Marvel and just everything they can pull from, they have it a little bit easier. And I know I sound like a dick. If they were watching this, they'd be like, "Hey, what easier? What the hell are you talking about?" But it seems like they have a lot more to pull from. Whereas the Star Wars team, it's kind of iffy, a lot of people don't like the comic book or, don't care for the comic books or the older comic books or certain movies, certain sequels. It's almost current. They're trying to stay current. But they need to make more just give me more Star Wars.
Yeah. I still think that there's a little bit of room to just like break out of the old mindset a little bit. And it's like, call it a legacy line or something, and it's like it's specifically focused on classic media. Maybe you only get 1 or 2 of those a year, but God, it fills in the corners when you're waiting on other stuff, right?
Yeah, but when it comes to reuse, that's another pro for the Marvel column. When Star Wars, right here, so many aliens, unnamed or named characters, looks, etc. Those are all new sculpts. Everything that you get into certain corners and it's going to be a completely new sculpt.
Yeah, but I will counter that with saying we need like 2 series every single year of just Ewoks at this point because those were the best things.
Yeah. And me saying that, you look over at the MCU stuff and every character is a new sculpt. They've also had several more years on the Marvel side than any other Hasbro line going 6-inch right now.
Yeah.
So they have a lot more to pull from. They know how to work a budget. They know how to, we can pay for this figure with this figure over here.
Yeah, but doesn't it still sound kind of weird though that Black Series has been going since 2013?
I know, don't remind me how old it actually is.
That's haven't been around for a bit at this point.
Yeah.
So
I just want my Clone Wars season 7 Darth Maul. Was he shirtless in that one, or no? It's kind of robed, more protocol looking legs, or kind of more human looking robot legs.
Not the spider legs or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, or not the bigger chunky legs.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll take it. I'll take the Solo one too.
Yeah, Solo would be cool.
Spoiler alert.
About the amazing Yamaguchi Bagago parts, mainly his gauntlets and silver parts on his shoulders, give a warning. I think mine finally shipped from. Finally. Well, it was a week off too overseas, wasn't it? This past week, was it Golden Week or
Golden Week in Japan? Yeah,
yeah. So that may have been the. Although it seems like Ami's their shipping speeds have kind of slowed way down. But again, things.
Yeah.
In general,
I think part of that with Ami is that I think we were spoiled for the longest time. If you get Ami shipped DHL, it's faster than getting something from 2 states over.
Yeah. You could mail me something and it's slower than what I was getting from Ami.
Yeah. But I don't know. This Star Wars new stuff is not finished yet as far as the book goes, because that Clone Wars stuff. Yeah, I would love to. I'd love to have it be a happy ending for all, and it's like, oh, they're available online now, and yeah, you got to be there in a reasonable amount of time, but you're able to get your stuff. All I'm asking for is 10 minutes. That's it.
Yeah. Because what they're talking about, right, is it's going to be in stock.
Yeah.
Not pre-order. And a lot of people commenting on Patreon was overseas in the UK, they're available to pre-order right now from their local shops.
Yeah.
Which is cool. Hey.
Good.
Exclusives for everybody. We talk about, Target exclusive sucks. The rest of the world is like, tell us about it, asshole.
Yeah.
But it's cool that it does seem to be available. I don't know how the Toys R Us situation in Canada worked out. If it came back up, I heard it went up and then went back down or something. But hopefully it's easier for everybody else. But I want them figures too.
I need that Kenobi.
Kenobi.
Well, we'll see, but I don't know. It's not going to be easy regardless. It's just going to be one of those things. But maybe they're waiting till June to. It'd be nice if it was a full-on address of exclusives. It's like, okay, so here's what we're going to do. Mm-hmm. These stores are going to get their month, or they're going to get their 2 months of exclusivity around these things to sell through, and then come buy it on Pulse if you can't find it by then. That's what
that's the biggie. They started that retail partner part of the side or something, and you got to think that's going to be the eventual plan. But if Target's paying for an exclusive, are they want it to go non-exclusive that fast, or?
Well, I mean, I'm kind of looking at it the way that, I realize that it's different because of how the companies handle their space in those stores. But NECA's, I think, another good example of that. It's like a lot of the figures that are going to be due for the Ninja Turtle line in the fall. They've already done pre-orders through their site, but those are all coming to Target in the fall as well. I mean, that's their fall lineup essentially. So
that's true. I don't know. And again, do they just look at it as, toys, whatever?
Loss leader,
tell me if you want. And we're still looking at the possibility that they could be repackaged with less accessories or something. And I know people hate that infantry, but you got me another infantry or two.
Yeah.
And another trooper or two. I'm okay with less accessories.
Yeah. And as cool as that Clone Wars packaging is, I would even take it in a different package if that's what it took. I'd still hunt down an Obi-Wan to keep on card probably, but I'd take the other 4 of them and whatever.
Yeah. And because that package holds no nostalgia for me. Yeah. I know it probably does for younger collectors who, and it's crazy to think about. Yeah, I got into it during the Clone Wars. I got into collecting.
Hey,
to me, Clone Wars was just a couple of years ago. We're talking about Black Series only being 7 or already being 7 years old. It doesn't seem like it's been that long.
Well, and at the same time, I don't begrudge anybody's jumping in point on Star Wars because mine was the Ewok movies. So,
yeah. No, and it's nothing against Clone Wars or stuff. I in my brain, that was only a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And
There's a comment from 100% Earl. Yeah, I would go the Super 7 pre-order and make the figures fit the pre-orders. Now, I was going to want to talk about Super 7 in this, and this may be a good segue to that, because while I am all about that, if I can order my stuff, know that it's going to get there, it's not going to get canceled, it's going to be delivered to me, all good. But that comes with pitfalls as well, because Super 7 is constantly berated over the fact that people don't seem to fully get the concept of when you put something up for pre-order like that, and it is absolutely in no stage of production prior to that, it takes a long time to get that stuff made, and delays happen, and this and that. And I get it. It's been slow on a lot of their stuff, but yes, that's fine if you're patient, and I could be patient as far as that goes, but I think they'd still get beaten over the head about something as far as that goes, right?
There's always going to be negatives. I mean, any route they go at this point, there's going to be people who hate it.
Well, and that's why with like Super 7 stuff, you know, in particular, when it's like that, it's like when you try to explain it, because sometimes I think a lot of that comes from ignorance and not in like the negative connotation of it. It's just the fact that some people don't realize that when you order something like that, or it's designed that way, that it's like it's going to be a minute, and there are likely going to be delays on it. I mean, that's why so many companies don't give you hard and fast dates on things, because it's impossible. Trust me, having been on the other side of it, it's impossible to, you know, to telegraph that. So, but you know, you try to tell people, hey, this is kind of how it works, and sometimes it doesn't make any difference. It's like, I paid for this a year ago. No one's getting another dime until I get that because it's so delayed. It's like, well, okay.
Yeah, because there's so many factors.
Yeah. But
are you sponsored by Ninja Turtles?
I wish.
The Turtles logo is right above your head, like you're constantly thinking about turtles. It's like,
well, that may or may not be untrue.
Like we've talked about, that would be your one collection if you were forced to one collection, right?
Yep. Right now.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Absolutely. Oh, there's some Super 7 happening. So this was so there's been a lot, right? Because I think before last week they updated us on all the Ninja Turtle stuff, and Ninja Turtles Series 5 went up. Now we've gotten an update on Disney 1. We got Series 2 up for pre-order. Just got a Thundercats update. So they've been, you know, pretty busy as well. But this was a different. I wasn't expecting this lineup for Series 2, but it's kind of awesome.
I don't have a lot of attachment to Alice in Wonderland. Yeah, you know, I didn't know what this was.
That's a bird.
Yeah. So when it comes to this, it looks okay. I have no attachment to it. I may have seen. I don't remember if I've ever seen this movie. But seeing them in 3D is always interesting to me.
Yeah. Well, and plus you've got to give some love to any action figure that comes with an alternate hand with a little tag that says "Eat me" on it. Right?
That's true. That's true. And then when it comes to Fantasia, I seem to remember parts and pieces of it, but it's been so long since I've seen this movie. It may have been.
This was the real left field pull, but I mean, I guess it makes sense because Sorcerer's Apprentice was in Series 1. But you know, I would have expected like a deluxe Chernobog or something else instead for Fantasia or whatnot. But this is the type of character that I hope that we see in every assortment, where it's like, whoa, I wouldn't have expected to see this, and having Hyacinth the hippo. That's a pretty rad dancing hippo action figure.
And the different options.
Yeah.
People are already talking about troop building them and stuff.
I got to have two. I got to have one for at least the yellow and the pink look, because there were a bunch of them in the movie.
Yeah. But this is the biggie, I think. Yeah. For a lot of people.
Yeah. And while I was excited when they first announced that, you know, because we had Brian on the FwooshCast talking about how Robin Hood was his favorite Disney movie, which is really cool. I was excited to get Prince John, and then we knew that Robin Hood would be coming. But now seeing this, man, that movie has become such a priority. It's like I want at least one character from that movie in every assortment, because now seeing this Robin Hood, I don't know what I'll do if I don't get a Little John to go with him now.
Well, the biggie for me, well, of course they showed the stork disguise first, whichever it was, and I assumed this was going to be the figure. So when they actually showed a Robin, I was like, oh, that's crazy. So it's going to be swappable parts, but now there's some confusion that do you pop Robin parts off to put stork parts on, or is it two figures?
Yeah, I don't know, and I guess this is something that I'm gonna take back, because I guess, spoiler alert, we're working on getting Brian back on to chat with us in the not too distant future. So I think there's lots of questions that we can put to this. But I mean, having them stand next to each other like that to me is like, well, you get the ability to do both of those things at once.
Yeah, and that would be awesome. And even when I thought it was parts for Robin, my first thought was, oh, find a junk figure, pull the arms off, pull the head off, and somehow attach the stork parts on, because all the actual Robin parts are covered by this cloth. And Zeotrack was asking if it's cloth or just plastic.
That one is the cloth piece.
Yeah, and I think there was cloth there's cloth on.
There's cloth, I think, on every single
too.
Yeah, and the Mad Hatter too. When we get to him, I think there's been cloth on every single figure that they have done in the Disney line so far.
Because that's how it works out.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a stipulation of the license or something, maybe, or just something that they're putting as like an embellishment for Disney specifically. But there has been cloth on every single figure so far.
And I wonder if the hats are going to be swappable on Robin.
That would be cool. I would love it if that was the case, because I prefer just the normal smiling face with the arrow through the
yeah. And even the stork has alternate hands.
Yeah.
And really, if you look at it, well, I don't know. The tail may be facing the other direction.
He can hold the bow with the alternate hands. That's crazy.
Yeah. Now this, wait, I always go the wrong way. Here, the bows are shown with straight strings.
And
I'm pretty sure this is not, because the angle's too high.
Yeah.
Unless there's another bow. I don't know. Just knowing that Robin can get into this firing pose.
Yeah.
I can work with some string action.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. It's that I love that figure. I can't wait for it. And like I said, I've definitely got my primary wants from the line, but from Robin Hood.
Well, the thing about that, I was looking at these, or well, no, I was editing the weekly, and my wife came home from work, and I haven't ordered any of the Disney stuff, because when we order Super 7 stuff, you order for me. That way we save on shipping coming in. Yep. And she saw Robin Hood, and she was like, "Oh, are you going to get Robin Hood?"
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know. Maybe I will now.
Yeah. Well,
if she wants it.
Well, and that's the thing. It's like having Robin and Prince John together in a line, that's cool. But if they were, like we said, to announce Little John later on, it's like you gotta have both of those. And it's going to be interesting, because I mentioned the Chernabog from Fantasia, but Little John's kind of in there as well. Those almost seem like they would need to be like the ever-living Mumra figure that they announced, or that's in series 2 of the Thundercats line. That to me would have to be like a plussed up figure with probably a higher price point, because if Robin's going to be 7 inches tall, I can't imagine how. I mean, you can do the math and figure it out, but Little John would be ginormous, right?
Yeah. Is that some kind of deluxe figure or something?
And like the Chernabog with his wings and everything, that would need to be that way too.
Is his vest cloth?
Yeah, his vest is the cloth piece.
I was just going back and I saw that comment and I thought, wait, I don't even remember Pinocchio.
Yeah. Yeah, but
But
the
yeah,
packaging looks cool. But Super 7 does amazing packaging across all their lines. So
yeah, it's
great mouse.
downright magical.
I see great mouse detective would be an instant buy. That would be awesome. Like I said, I'm gonna keep screaming for Mr. Toad and all of his friends until those happen. So I'm with you. And at first I was like, it's kind of strange that they're not prioritizing something like a signature Mickey Mouse or something. But I love this direction. It's like you get some big famous characters. Like I think Peter Pan and Captain Hook would be amazing figures in this line. But the fact that they dig from other movies and characters even within those movies that maybe wouldn't be prioritized otherwise, I kind of love this direction, and I hope that it's popular enough that they can keep going with it.
They're kind of digging out of it's not even left field.
Yeah,
but it's places that you don't see a lot of. Well, I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a super Disney fan, and I haven't been in a lot of Disney stores, so I don't know what they sell when it comes to statues or other kinds of figures.
Yeah. So Sword in the Stone, that would be another amazing one. I think Black Cauldron, getting the Horn King and Terran. I get people are very mixed on the Black Cauldron, but you can't mess with those designs. The Horn King is amazing.
See, you go with some modern. Well, Rescue Rangers is a little bit more modern, but
yeah.
I don't know. I think that's where I'll fall when it comes to Disney stuff. Is
The
more
afternoon stuff would be great for sure.
Especially after Funko.
Funkoed it, yeah.
Funkoed it. Funkoed it all up.
I was fortunate enough, though. I need to bring that around sometime, because in the Funko line, they actually made all of the Rescue Rangers except Monterey Jack. Benty made me a scratch build Monterey Jack to go with those figures. That's amazing.
Yeah. Do you have it already?
Yeah. Hold on.
Oh, come on, man. You've been holding out. Where's this been this whole time? I didn't actually pick up any of the Funko stuff. I saw it in Gamestops, and I thought, well, that's kind of nifty. I'd be okay with that, but I never dove in.
Yeah, I mean, the figures were fine for what they were meant to be. I wish it would have continued, but yeah, Benty made me, and there's Dale to go alongside him, but. Yeah, Benty built this essentially from. I mean, there's some Baloo parts in there, I think maybe, but I couldn't have Chip, Dale, Gadget, Zipper without Monty. So yeah,
right.
That's kind of how I finished off that line.
That blends right in.
Yeah, so he did a great job.
I just want to look at it some more. That's all. In silence. Look. Yeah. And that was my fear whenever I saw the first ones, that they wouldn't finish the team.
What, Funko? Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm convinced, because they're known for throwing things at like a million things at the wall to see what sticks. And that's fine, because you never know what's going to stick. So you got to play around with it. But I honestly believe that from a financial perspective, I think they've got it in their head that if something's not as successful as Pops, then it's not worth doing. And it's like, how can you do that?
Well, they seem to drop all the. They seem to drop all the action figures at once.
Yep.
It's some experimenting, and didn't let anything run long enough.
Yeah.
To gain any traction, I feel like.
Yeah.
Nah. Man.
But, as cool as those were, I would much rather see Ultimates versions of the Rescue Rangers or DuckTales or whatever else. I mean, it's going to take the time it's going to take, because, Ultimates is more of a marathon than a sprint. But, I welcome all of it.
But if they did pop up in Ultimates and they made Chip and Dale to scale with the rest of the Disney stuff, it'd have to be some kind of multi-pack, right? They could essentially do almost the whole team in one box.
Yeah, well, that's true if they're going to do a true scaling like that. Yeah. I mean, even Funko, it was like they were kind of in scale to each other within a show, but not from show to show.
No, because wasn't Baloo
Baloo was only really as tall as like Darkwing, maybe a little taller than Darkwing Duck, and and then Chip and Dale were bigger than Huey, Dewey, and Louie. So they were maybe within show close, but not from show to show.
Did Funko have a Thundercats line?
Yeah, it was that 5-point stuff that kind of that the verse thing that they were doing. They brought that over there. I would say that was interesting, but I got to be honest with you. I'm actually kind of glad that died, because I think that needed to happen for it to go back over to Super 7 to get kind of the continuation of the Masters of the Universe class, Thundercats classics line to keep going. I think if Funko would have kept it with that 5-inch stuff, that we wouldn't have been able to get back around to it.
I'm trying to bring up your Twitter because you have the Thundercats pictures up, don't you? Did it die? Are we frozen? It seems like every time I try to bring up stuff on the internet, it kills the internet. Disney Hunchback of Notre Dame. Yeah, that'd be cool. Super 7, that's what I'm grabbing. I don't know how that license would work, right? Super 7 Ultimate Gargoyles back and forth. We know NECA has it.
Yeah.
But it's kind of not cartoon style. Do you think Super 7 could do straight up cartoon style?
I don't know. I mean, maybe. Because NECA kind of took they didn't do the straight translation. They kind of brought it into like kind of realistic, quote unquote, gargoyles, right?
Right.
Yeah. But I mean, all of these movies and things that people are talking about and mentioning, it's like, yeah, I would be into all of that stuff.
I don't know nothing about Captain Crackers.
He was was he a one episoder? Maybe a couple episoders, but he did have a vintage figure. So
yeah.
He's cool. He's kind of that more left field, one from, because I'd say everybody else from Series 3 Thundercats is pretty heavy hitter, right? So he's kind of the builder in there, right?
That's why I started with the Captain Cracker. Tears from Titan, if you sent the thing that is actually for Veebs, for some reason, they didn't notify me, but when I check tracking, it says it's available to pick up. So I'm going to go by there tomorrow and see if what is going on. I'd lay some smack down.
No, it was good to get this update as well for Thundercats. Because we got the Ninja Turtles updates, we got the Disney Ultimate Series 1 update, which wasn't quite as far along, because those they just did the packaging updates for that, but these guys are still out there, so I'm glad what they just sent that out on Friday, right?
Yeah.
And
I worked on those Thundercats. In the light box. I forgot. For this, what's he holding?
That's like their Thundercats clothes, right? Is that what it said? Is that what it is? I think.
I can't remember now. Would you or would you not buy a set of Thundercats in that very early episode 1 where they're naked? What?
No,
serious question.
No, I know. That's I don't know, because every time I see that episode, I get uncomfortable.
and it makes sense because they are animals, and they're covered in fur. But then your mental image is them wearing clothes. Yeah. So
once they've been clothed, it's like you take it away and it's like, whoa, now wait a minute.
it's like thinking that half the Disney characters are actually going pantless.
Well, that's true. Yeah. I think Winnie the Pooh struggled in like some Eastern European countries back in the day because he wasn't acceptable because he wasn't wearing pants.
Yeah. Neither's Donald.
Yeah. But no,
you got him on your desk right now. Oh, okay. Magic cloth that gives them their armor.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I couldn't remember if it was there. Yeah. Oh man, I'm jealous. I'm jealous for sure because these are looking so rad, and I'm grateful for the pictures. So I can't wait.
Now, just to clarify, Wave 2 is pushed behind 3 and 4, or 3 at least, right? Just because of factory mishaps and stuff.
I think it's just by nature of the fact that they're being made at the same factories like Jurassic Park stuff, and so
Mattel's strong arming. Mattel's going, oh, we need this stuff faster and more of it. Free the true form of the Thundercats. Oh, it pops back in. I like when it spins. That's like a countdown to you coming back.
No, I feel bad. I feel bad for Super 7 about that.
The longer we go on, the more the internet's just like, I think I can.
But you gotta click over to my boy though.
Is this where we're going? Your boy is Cheetara?
Well, I like Cheetara a lot. And it was funny because Brian commented actually on Instagram, I think, about this because, the thing that stuck out to me the most on this at first is that, oh, look, there's new accessories that I don't think we had seen yet, which is kind of like the speed burst effect that's down there in the right-hand corner of that. But then, obviously, because this isn't a final stage production figure, Cheetara's kind of standing at an angle and her hips look wide right now, but he came right out and said, it's like, obviously we're still working on this. So I'm hoping that that's going to bring everybody back down. And, because Cheetara is obviously an essential character. So people are really, really serious about that.
Mattel strong arming Veebs internet.
I'll tell you.
Don't mess with Mattel. They will shut this stream down. 3 things you can't mention: Mattel, Glenn Danzig, and oh man, I can't remember the third now. I think it was Tom Cruise. The internet goes. But is this the one you want? This one right here?
Oh my gosh, this is a thing of beauty. And Kyle, I want to come like find this on your desk, just this. Because Slythe is my most favoritist ever Thundercats character, and I don't know how. I mean, he's going to be the best figure ever from this line.
He's just a big chunky boy.
Yeah. These are true first shots. No fine tuning yet. The joints and hips will be fixed. That's awesome. Thank you for that update on that. Which I think that a lot of us assumed that was the case because this is a damned if you do, damned if you don't type of thing. It's like you're in trouble if you don't give an update, but you're kind of in trouble if you do because things aren't final and it's hard to show off. But it's good that hopefully people will hear that and understand, but ultimately it's going to come down to if it's the way that it should be in the end, then people are going to forget about this update.
Oh, come find them. I'm running a trace right now.
Trace it.
I don't know how that works. Stupid computer.
But no, Slythe is the best, and I remember back when this was with Mattel, I talked with Eric Treadaway about the possibility of this figure for probably a straight hour because I think Eric Treadaway from the Four Horsemen, that's his favorite Thundercats character as well, and I was delighted but shocked that he was coming so early in the Ultimates line. But this is the figure that I absolutely had to have over all others, so I cannot wait for this.
And you talking to the Four Horsemen, people think you're exaggerating with an hour.
No, I'm not.
I don't remember how long I stood outside. What booth was that one day that you were doing an interview or just talking to the horsemen?
It
was
was
just like, I'm going to go to the other end of the hall and back and still be talking.
Yeah. Yeah. I cannot wait for this. Which is why I'll, you know, go now listen to this. Like you're
Now, correct me if a lot of people, I saw some comments on this of, you know, well, if they're at this stage, they're not even near being released, but this is actually factory pulls, right? I mean, test shots from the factory.
Well, and I mean, you know, an update is an update. I mean, who knows how, I mean, I'm not going to propose to know, like, is this the most recent thing, or maybe this is the thing that they're just choosing to show right now, but this was actually, because I was counting it back because I do this kind of thing for some reason, but I remember when this same update was given for the TMNT Series 2, Ultimates, when they were being shown kind of at this stage. It was in early October, and then they were shipping by, you know, late December of last year. So, I mean, not everything is on the same schedule. I get it, I know it, but you know, it's either things move as they do, or maybe this was just presented as, you know, the right thing to show right now, but maybe this is internally old news, right?
Right. Finding at a con. Well, at this point, that's hard. That's even harder than finding his own house or actual house. But yeah, you've got me more excited about this figure than I was when I first saw it. Because yeah, I watched a lot of Thundercats back in the day, but I've never really been in the mindset of I need Thundercat figures. I was buying them, but I didn't have a preference.
Right.
But now I want this. Did you order one? Or you did you stop at one? Did you stop at two? Did you stop at three?
I stopped at 3, but that includes yours.
Oh, okay. Because essentially the bad guys are kind of army builders, right? I mean, they have their crews.
Yeah, I mean, and they've got, you know, extra armor invested. Like, you can tell the difference between Jackalmen and generic Jackalmen mutant guys. But yeah, I mean, you could definitely do that.
Now, is it okay? How about this? Is it Jackalman or Jackalman?
Jackalman. I always say Jackalman.
Okay, because I don't want to.
But
Jackalman makes it sound like he's an attorney at law.
Vulture Man, it seemed like in the cartoon, it's like they kind of went back and forth from saying Vulture Man to Vulture Man, you know?
Yeah.
When he got on there, which I'm hoping that I'm hoping that he's going to show up not too long, because he's kind of like he you know, Slive, Jackalman, and Monkeyan, which Monkeyan looks awesome too. Those were the 3 main ones. But then Vulture Man came around a little bit later, and he kind of set in as one of the main mutants too. So I'm excited to see him eventually as well.
Yeah, I think it's all gravy after this, though. Do what?
I said the bad guys from Thundercats it's like Masters of the Universe. They are much more my preferred over the good guys.
Yeah. But it's all gravy. Okay, how quickly do you want Snarf?
He's essential. I'd be lying. You're gonna make me get up again. Hold on.
I knew that was coming, though. Don't forget the Rober Beals too.
Oh yeah, the Robert.
Yeah, but you got those at a point where it felt like we weren't going to get any more Thundercats, though, right?
Yes, I've had these since before Thundercats came to Super 7. So it was when Mattel killed Matty Collector and whatnot. But Joe Amaro, who is awesome, he did a very limited run of some customs of Snarf and Snarfer. And so you know, like I said, this was back before it was over at Super 7, right? So I was like, well, I've absolutely got to grab these guys. And he also did the Row Bears. I've got, 4 different ones of these and different paint schemes and whatnot. So yes, these are essential, all of these characters, and we absolutely need action figure versions of them in Ultimates from Super 7. But
got too excited. Too much coolness on screen. Killed the chat. Or not the chat, killed his feed. The Snarf will do that to you. Veebs collection makes us all look like casual collectors. It's crazy to stand in the basement. At least I think so. I haven't been in a lot of people's actual personal collection spaces, but oh yeah.
I mentioned Mattel again.
Yeah. Oh, you did. I didn't even realize that until you can't do that.
But yeah, Joe obviously does awesome work, and so the fact that these are just kind of like original handmade, I had to have them. I mean, I was thinking I was only ever going to have Lion-O, Panthro, the kittens, and Jackalman, and then add these to it. So, but yes, they are absolutely essential because you need, or Snarf is especially, because you've got to have that core Thundercats team, of which, like him or hate him, there's no denying he was part of that group. So
yeah.
But I've been spoiled thus far in the line because Slythe came so early. Snowman from Hook Mountain, he was one of my top ones. Bye.
Later, Zeo Track.
As well. So I've been spoiled. I it's funny because now I'm like kind of thinking it's like the warrior women from the cartoon, like Willa and Nada. Those aren't really like probably too high on a lot of people's lists, but I really want those two because they'd be they'd offset everybody else in the collection so much. So those are a couple that I really want to get to, and plus they're like these barbarian warrior women that are awesome looking, so they'd go well with the cats. So it's like I can't scream too much because I've got Slythe now, but you always have to back the next one that you want. So.
Yeah. There's always another. Oh, give us this.
Yeah.
Who's Joe?
Joe Amaro, and you can find Amaro Studio online if you just Google that, and it will bring up his site. And I think he has pictures of all the stuff that he's worked on. He's in the toy industry though, so he does work that you may have some of his work. So.
Thundercats all look nice, but it's a slippery slope. I'm already up to my neck in NECA TMNT movie figures.
I feel that.
Oh yeah. Every toy line's a slippery slope, though. It's especially, I don't know. When I think about Thundercats, you're talking about these deep cut characters, but to get a display that I'd be happy with is not a super amount of figures. I didn't say Mattel. What happened? But with Thundercats, I'd go main team, main bad guys, and then I'd be pretty happy. I don't feel like it's as deep as Masters or anything.
Yeah. Hachiman, that would be a great one too. The samurai in Thundercats. Hell yeah.
Snow Meow?
Oh, I may have an extra Classics, Masters of the Universe Classics, Panthro.
Yeah.
Sorry. That I might be holding back to paint for Snow Meow.
Oh, well, Amaro's one of the designers on the Thunder Tank.
That's true. He is.
What about a Paige Turco NECA Ultimate April?
I mean, I wouldn't say no to it. I mean, I've been pretty clear that the second and third movies aren't really my movies, but there are people who those are their movies, and so if everyone would have a chance to get their characters, their
Mhm.
version of the characters from the piece of the property that they love, hell yeah, bring it on. I not everything is for me, and I would probably still buy one anyway. But yeah, sure, I'd take it. I mean, I'd rather see some other characters first, but whatever. I mean, that's everybody's like personal preferences. So yeah, if NECA could make that happen, to really build out a Secret of the Use assortment, which they're gonna do, then heck yeah, absolutely.
Now, on your personal list of things, Paige Turco, April, or Sam Rockwell?
Oh, Sam Rockwell is like here, man.
Essentially, it comes down to anything from the first movie is in your scale of importance.
The first people to teach me how cool cigarettes are. No,
that's right, regular or menthol. A couple people talking about the ghost of Jaga.
Oh hell yeah! Honestly, I I hope that's coming. It seems sensible, but that would become like the default Jaga on my shelf if that was released, because that's like continuity time, right?
Yeah. that's more of how I remember him anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think we had this discussion when that wave went up for pre-order, if I was going to get Jaga or not, because he doesn't seem, as somebody who hasn't actually watched that series except for the first episode for the Naked Cats,
mm-hmm.
Who hasn't watched that series since the 80s, I'd much rather have a ghost version.
Mm-hmm. I'm with you. I'm with you, but fortunately, there have been at least in the Ninja Turtles line some really cool glow in the dark repaints. Toxic Crusaders, Toxie's gotten some cool versions as well. It's like it's going to be done. It's going to be there. It's going to be the tooling and everything will be available. So I'm hoping that that's going to happen.
Oh wait, yeah. Now I forgot about these Bengali.
Yeah.
See the three newer ones later on. Again, I don't remember them as much as I guess, is it season 1, season 2 kind of split? Or they just came along later, Bengali
I think they're season 3 when they came around, the 3 new ones. And he's the last holdout of the 3 season 3 Thundercats, because we're getting Pumaira, an updated Pumaira, obviously, and then Linkso is in series 4. So Bengali's the last holdout for there. I have to imagine we're going to see him sooner than later. So
Bengali's always been the one I like the best out of those 3. I don't know if it's because it's so striking with the bright white or what it was.
Yep. No, I'm with you. He was my favorite of the 3 new ones when I was a kid too.
No, I was going to rewatch the series and I got to that first episode. I did not remember them being naked. And it's not like I went, naked Thundercats, turn it off. I just never went back after that first episode. It was so shocking. My Southern sensibilities were offended. No, you know better.
In the South, we put pants on our cats.
That's right. You can run around shirtless, but you better put some pants on.
Oh, but yeah, no, I'm feeling spoiled because Slithe is coming. Ray Fillet was just put up in the Ninja Turtles ones, so it's like I'm like getting my number ones like ticked off of these lists. It's like if Mr. Toad shows up in Disney Ultimate Series 3, I'm going to be like, yes.
It's almost like somebody's listening to your personal wish list.
Nah, stop that.
I know, but it is.
It's nice when things work out that way, I guess.
Yeah. But admittedly, I mean, Slithe is high up on the villains list.
Yeah.
It's not like they weren't ever going to make.
Yeah. Yeah. It was his, uniqueness that was always the concern for me. But yeah.
Are you interested in the Ultimates Transformers?
Yep. I have them on order. It'll be interesting to see, how that's handled. It seems like, I mean, there's been one assortment of Transformers done, and they've kind of announced the lineups for 2 and 3. But it seems like they're still doing some of the main characters in that. But it's almost kind of like Transformers is a little bit like the Disney line in that they're going after versions and characters that aren't quite as front and center as you're used to getting from the property, which has a lot of cool potential.
Yeah, it's almost out of my realm because I try to stick with season 1 and 2 of G1 and then the movie. So it's kind of out of my realm. Plus, I'm so knee deep in Hasbro War for Cybertron figures that I don't want to start a new Transformers line. But the one that's going to get me is the Grimlock in dinosaur mode.
Yeah,
that's too iconic.
Well, and my thing is that I wasn't really into Thundercats. Geez, I wasn't into
Transformers
a whole lot when I was a kid. I had Repugnus for some reason, and I didn't even know that was his name until about 6 months ago. So I go for the iconography in the Transformers collection. So what they're doing, like with that Optimus Prime, that's the exact type of Transformers iconography that I want, and I don't care if they transform or not. That's not. I would never have them in their car or truck form or whatever on a shelf ever. I would never have that. So the fact that I can get something that is articulated to move in meaningful ways to me and not worry about the transforming part of it, that's what I want. That's what I need.
And we've both messed with the Hasbro shit. What are they called now? The Red series. We've messed with them, and those are cool. But it feels like, and it seems like the Super Sin stuff is going to be more substantial, figure wise. I don't know how it's going to be scale wise because Reds already showed themselves to not, with Bumblebee being as tall as all the rest of them. It just doesn't fit my mental image of those characters.
Well, I have the Ultimates, both Ultimates Voltron figures, which I dig. I am expecting Optimus Prime to kind of be right there with the size of that figure. Where everything else goes, though, I don't know. I'll be honest with you. You mentioned Bumblebee. He's the only other one that I like Transformer that I can look at aside from Unicron or whatever and say he's supposed to be smaller. It's like. I don't know the subtleties of internal scale in Transformers very well, except for the obvious ones.
I was looking up somebody else mentioned it. I was looking it up real quick because that's where we're going next. But keep with Transformers. Super 7 is going to do the studio series way better than Hasbro is. Too much mechanical detail, not enough accuracy.
I don't have any of those figures. I know that people like them though, right? Or not?
The studio series, they still have to fall within the confines of being able to transform. So you're going to have those parts and pieces hanging off. You're going to have the oddball articulation in places, but for the most part, it looks good.
Yeah.
Ultimates doesn't transform, so they can go straight up cartoon accuracy.
Well, it brings up this thing that I'm glad that there are different channels available for different likes as far as that goes. I think there are some things that fit perfectly for what I want for a certain aesthetic in some line that maybe isn't the case, for another one. I mean, if you just look at Ultimates as a whole, and I hope Kyle's listening if he's taking notes now, is that now that Silverhawks they've announced that that's happening, I'm interested to hear.
Maybe it's when Veebs gets wishlisty is when the internet cuts out.
Of course, when I'm saying that I want a classic Megaman Ultimates line, it's going to dip out on me because that's the next one. It's like, please give me a classic Megaman line and Ultimates with all the robot masters, because I think like Transformers or something, it's like that would be perfect for this kind of execution, right?
Because no line, only from what I understand, the way you talk, no company with Mega Man ever goes deeper than a couple of the bad guys or the other robots.
If that, right? It's like it's such an, to me, if I'm going to armchair line manage, right? It's one of those lines that they could reuse so many things too. So it lends itself to that. But yeah, I don't know if it's because Capcom can be difficult or whatever else, but it's like they have so many iconic bad guys that could reuse so many parts and things like that, and so they're so cool looking and all unique at the same time. It's like, how has this never happened? I would love to see it happen in this line.
That's a whole separate license, though, right?
Yeah.
I don't know who does that. Again, I don't do a lot of Megaman, but would it be the perfect company for you to make Megaman?
Yes. Yes. It would. If I had my choice, I would say I want Megaman Ultimates. Yep. That's what I would definitely go with. Left Coast, I totally understand. I get it. You are right. You're right. But I'm casual.
That's right. I don't know. I get it, but at the same time, that's just the name of the brand for me. No. I want the characters. I don't care about the actual gimmick. Because when it comes down to it, it's just a gimmick to sell some toys, you know?
Transform. Yeah,
I'm out. Out later. Oh, man, it jumped up. Where'd it go? Oh, Super 7 Gobots. Gobots never seemed as interesting to me as Transformers did, and mainly because, well, that cartoon was kind of silly, wasn't it? Not that Transformers wasn't super serious, but
yeah, I don't know. It seems like I've seen a couple of episodes of Gobots, but I didn't ever own any or anything like that. But
yeah,
you know, I think Psykill is a great name.
Psykill is pretty much, and that's the most, I think that's the most popular character when it comes down to it, because there was a company who was making the Action Robo figures a while back. Psykill, they made in 2 sizes, and their names weren't they all Robo? And it confused me when I'd have to talk about these during the weekly, you know, Tank Robo and Jet Robo, and yeah, Leader 1 is not a good name. It's just like, it's just your rank and number. Action Toys. Yeah, I wanted to try those, but I just don't like Gobots enough. Turbo was the red car, right? If I wanted toys of trucks and cars, I'd collect Hot Wheels. Oreo Mega is something too. Did I see you on one of the socials? Uh-oh, he dropped completely out. Didn't I see you on one of the socials? There was a custom you made, and I was going to ask you about it, and I can't remember now. Was it a custom or a figure or something? Yeah, oh no, he must have been reaching for a Mattel figure. It's like they had temp names that they forgot to change before the show aired. Yeah. They were all just their vehicle and Robo tacked onto it, which is understandable. Yeah, it was their prototypes. Time for passive-aggressive golf coaching. No, here we go.
Machine Robo. That's what
Machine Robo. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'd feel all. Did you get one?
I have one. Yeah.
Psykill.
Yeah, but it's the little one. I think they came back and made bigger ones too, and I did not get that because I think I missed it.
Yeah, the bigger ones, I think they expanded on quite a bit, but then there's kind of
yeah. Same thing happened with the giant Transformers that I was gonna collect.
Did you get Optimus and Megatron?
Yeah.
In the MAS line?
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to hunt down that Soundwave prototype. It's probably just sitting in some room somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's right. Your Grodd armor on the was it the NECA King Kong? Yeah, that looked amazing. Or the NECA long body. I know what you meant. Kong body. Oh shit! How about this? Would you go for some
I'd take
Pops
that.
Ultimates?
I'd take that. Yeah, absolutely. That'd be awesome. I'm still hoping that we're going to get more characters from Toxic Crusaders too. I mean, that's like sitting there. So give me that too. But Cops would be amazing.
Fighting crime in a future time. Misdemeanor. She's always the one that's the name I always remember with that show.
Clever.
I can't remember the rest of them unless I'm looking at them, but
Buttons McBoom Boom.
That's right. A-Team's Ultimates or A-Team Ultimates.
Yeah.
Captain Planet Ultimates.
Ooh, Inhumanoids, Brave Star. Yep.
Yeah. You're they're hitting all over your wants and needs and loves.
I know.
Actually, and Cops, was it Cops? One of them is a relative to Beachhead and G.I. Joe, right?
I think we talked about this. Yeah.
It seems like that. I don't know why that shot back into my head. I was trying to find some kind of connection between my toys.
Yeah.
I never got into Street Sharks.
Figures are amazing.
The Street Sharks are?
Yeah.
Sectars?
Yeah.
Well, there's a few here that I'm not even.
Well, I mean, and that's the thing. I could wish list it for properties all day, but I got to keep my eyes on the prize with Megaman right now.
Galaxy Rangers. I don't remember a lot about the show, but I'd be happy with the 4 Rangers, 4 horses done.
I think isn't Benty a huge Galaxy Rangers fan? I think he is. So. He would go crazy with that.
Yeah. Give Goose different add-ons from when he would transform into things, and he was the one that would change form, right?
Yeah. But that's the thing. It's like Silverhawks kind of scratches that itch for me. I don't know why. It's like space and space cops or whatever. It's like
somehow I completely missed Silverhawks, but I remember watching a lot of Galaxy Rangers.
Really?
These are the adventures of the Galaxy Rangers or something.
Yeah.
And then they can get to the music.
You know what's funny about Silverhawks for me though, and I don't know why. I guess maybe because he was blue, but Bluegrass was my favorite Silverhawks character, which is totally out of character for me. He's the one that couldn't fly and he liked country music.
No guts, no glory. Goose was also a super trooper. Goose? I think he was in Top Gun, wasn't he?
He broke his neck, Maverick.
Police Academy. Oh man, that's so many. Ultimates, Brave Star, Police Academy, movie, not cartoon.
I will buy any figure of sorry, what's his name that does Jones and he's in Spaceballs. I can't think of his name.
Yeah. I told you it's one of those days for names.
Yeah, sound effects guy.
Yeah. The bleeps, the sweeps, and the creeps. He pulls it away. It's still talking.
Winslow. Thank you, Daniel Zambrano. Michael Winslow. I'm sorry, Michael Winslow. I did you wrong not remembering your name. Love
Michael Winslow. Yeah. What about Thunder the Barbarian? Any connection?
I'd take that. I mean, I'd take it just because it would fit in well with a lot of other stuff that I have going. So,
Checkpoint is Beachhead's son. That was in Cops.
Gotcha.
I don't know if he's. Oh, okay, you're reading.
Yeah.
But you're frozen again.
No, I was just reading.
Okay, one last thing. How about Goose from Galaxy was like a young Clint Eastwood. He was the Wolverine. He was the Logan every team has to have that gruff guy.
Yeah.
That's kind of, what do you mean?
Well,
Bucks authority and
yeah.
but what about this? I know you didn't want to get into Origins, but you got into it anyway.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, so this Faker set and then the Castle Grayskull accessory set. Those are the ones that I would like to be able to get. The other one with the different colored Horde troopers and the Grizzlord, yeah, and Hordak, that one's cool. I don't know if I would be as sad about not being able to get that one because I'm gonna have standard Hordak, standard Trooper, regular Grizzlord, but especially the Grayskull accessory set, that's really cool, and especially since that stuff was never done in classics.
Because you have the castle, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna have to accessorize that. I saw a lot of people talking about getting this too for the regular classics castle.
Well, and that's what I was going to say. I may put that Spirit of Castle Grayskull thing on the actual classics castle, to be honest with you.
Now, they call this specifically Dark Grizzlord, so a regular Grizzlord's coming, right?
Well, and this is a riff on the vintage, because there was a variation to Grizzlord in the vintage line where the plastic pieces like his face and whatnot were black instead of brown. So this is
okay.
Yeah.
And they haven't released a regular.
Not yet.
What about a Hordak?
Hordak, they have released a regular version, and they are getting ready to release, I think it's the Buzzsaw version, a deluxe, one with a slightly higher price point. That's getting ready to come out sometime this year as well. So this will be the third Hordak.
But not Horde Troopers. I swear, it's Mattel again, right? We're talking about Mattel figures? I think the Faker Cat is a neat idea, but I'm not completely sold on the colors. Is this the first time we're seeing a Faker Cat, or whatever this is called? What was it called? A Duplicat. Which is clever, but I don't think that's an established thing, right? I just want the Grayskull spacesuit. I'm seeing a lot of people really wanting the Grayskull set. Duplicat's not a established character, right? Is this new for this set?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And that's the Leo Faker, the version of Faker from India, the India toy line from way back. I think it was India, right? That was the Leo company. That's their version of Faker.
Oh.
Dark around the eyes and everything. But yeah, that Hordak, I don't think I'd call the Hordak a Filmation Hordak. I call him the Style Guide Hordak, because the original Horde Style Guide, I think, featured him with that darker blue too. I think that's more what they're going for. And
there hasn't been Horde Troopers yet in the line.
Not
so
yet.
This is kind of a hey, stuff on the horizon, but if you need to have it right now, here it is.
Yeah. Which, like I said, I prioritize the castle accessory set first, and then the Faker piece. Even though I've never been a huge people love Faker, but he's never been that big of a deal to me. But I like the idea of what they did with it and the variant on it. I would get this other one maybe, but I still got to think about it because I get it. It's an exclusive. It's a con exclusive. It helps fund the con. So I understand, but $150 for that is kind of like, we'll see.
And, which is weird because $150 for that, but then $60 for the cat and Faker.
That seems
very reasonable. The Grayskull set's downright cheap.
Yeah. So I guess I'm lucky that the two that I want the most are very, very reasonable.
and from chatter, you seem to be in good company, because a lot of people are pretty much, this is the main set that most people want, seems like.
Yeah, and I hope I get a chance. I'm not going to actually be attending PowerCon this year, simply because I don't think I'm ready to head back out quite this early. as far as that goes. But they've made them available outside of the convention in the past. So I hope I can get these because they're pretty sharp.
Was the Leo Faker wearing magenta armor?
I want to say that maybe he was, but then that would ruin the effect with the cat if he was wearing magenta.
Well, the thing about that, if the cat's in Faker colors, that would mean Battle Cat is flesh colored with blonde hair.
Well, that's the thing. Faker's supposed to be the inversion of He-Man, right? But Cantor is really the inversion of Battle Cat, just without the stripes.
Yeah. What would have been cool is see this duplicate in like all yellow for some reason, just because it's an oddball color to throw out there. And it seems more, it's been a while since I've looked at color wheel theory, or color wheel stuff.
I like the color blue that they used on it, and that orange is going to pop. So if I can get my hands on that's going to be cool.
Yeah. And something, Faker in a domino mask. It's almost like he's double disguising up.
Yeah.
I'm going to pass myself for He-Man, but I'm also going to wear.
That's just that weird Leo paint deco. and I'd like to know what happened with Duplicate. Poor thing got like its front legs cut off.
Yeah. Are those new parts or are those pulled from something else?
Those are all new as far as I would know. I mean, I can't put them anywhere else in classic Masters parts, but that hasn't been in Origins yet for sure.
And a new head, maybe? Because that does look kind of robotic. Kind of.
Yeah.
Ultimate Filmation Skeletor.
Ultimate Filmation Skeletor. I get dragged a lot when I put the Ultimate stuff together because I use the Filmation He-Man that Mattel made. But I do that knowingly because my Ultimate He-Man and Skeletor and my Filmation Ultimate He-Man and Skeletor from Super 7, I kept those carded because they look so nice. So yeah, they're awesome.
I don't think I got the Ultimate stuff. Hell, you probably know more about what I have in classics than I do.
I know you don't have Spikor and
Yep. Even though I specifically asked for that one. No, it came around. I didn't. It's not that I don't like Spikor, but I didn't feel it was important for my display that I haven't put together yet. And the Faker head is the OG.
But I think that's what they're using on the standard Faker. If that's right, though, haven't pictures leaked out of the actual standard Origins Faker is using the OG head?
I don't know. I don't keep up with Origin stuff. I only keep up with it. It's what I have at local stores is because you, if I'm looking for something. Quit staring at me like that. Why are you mean mugging me? Easy. Okay. I'll buy you more master stuff when I come across it.
Well, I just got the Battle Armor He-Man, and I think I said it last week. I don't care for the Battle Armor figures in the Origin line at all because I don't like the armor. But the Battle Armor He-Man came with the old school He-Man head. That went right on the standard He-Man Origins figure for me and made it 1,000,000 times better.
Gotcha. Yeah, I remember, and that's the only reason you got that figure, right? Because when you just now said I got the battle armor, I was like, wait, you said that you didn't like the battle armor.
I know, and that's the reason why I paid for it for the head. But that's all right. That doesn't sound right, but yeah.
Bringing it all the way back around. Didn't you say your exact words? I think were pain in the dick.
Yeah. I'm gonna just like most of the G.I. Joe exclusive stuff. I'm going to hopefully get lucky with some nice be lucky with people finding them and having an opportunity to get it because I've had zero luck with the repaint roadblock is the only thing that I can say that I have actually found that hasn't just been like the first Scarlet or Duke out in the wild. So
you're always going to win that staring contest whenever you're locked up. But this, I'm looking forward to Masterverse, honestly, hoping there's a flocked Mossman eventually.
I'm hoping that Masterverse is an overall arching, which I think it's going to be, line where figures and styles from different eras of Masters of the Universe will be featured in here. I get it. They're doing the Revelations cartoon to kick it off because that makes sense. It's current. It's going to be current media. And I'm not sure how I feel quite yet about the looks of these, but if it's a line that gets back at this scale to fill in some corners with classics and stuff like that, oh hell yeah, I'm all about that. But Mossman is, to me, obviously the standout of these first year.
Somebody said it the other day and I hadn't realized it, but it's almost classic, and it's not like 2000X skewed too far from the classic, but this is feeling very 2000X-y in the proportions and kind of style,
which is probably why I'm not completely sold on these four yet, because I don't like 2000X. So
yeah, watch Stratos.
Yeah,
Stratos.
And to me, like the Evil Lyn, having both heads and whatnot, but Evil Lyn is a Master's Pagatonus. Yeah, that packaging leaves a lot to be desired.
Yeah, that's what I said yesterday. It's just it looks like a generic bag of donuts.
Yeah. Yeah, but Evil Lyn, it's like they take the yellow. I like yellow Evil Lyn.
I'm kind of good with taking away the bright yellow.
Yeah,
but everything about the costumes and actual look is classic.
Yeah,
it's just the proportions.
The proportions, and yeah, I'm with you. The smaller head. It's the small heads, I think, that are doing it right.
And I want to know exactly how long the arms are.
Yeah.
Because even bent, they look down to their hips.
Yeah. But you know what? He-Man's getting fists.
Oh, yeah. You don't see that often. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. I want to see better pictures than these little itty-bitty MATTEL leaked pictures.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and it goes back, I think we said it last week, is that I'm just glad that there's master stuff out there and there's different iterations of it out there. It's like I'm such a fan of the property. It's good to see something out there and multiple things, you know.
And this is something I hadn't even thought of, you know. He-Man, Skeletor, of course, Series 1, but Evil Lyn and Mossman in Wave 1 feel like they're going to go deep. But this is also, well, Mattel's doing Origins right now. I was about to say this is their way back into Masters, but...
Well, you know, I mean, Evil Lyn is up there, but you know, I didn't think about it this way, but that's true. You know, what... about that, but it actually kind of made me hopeful that maybe Mossman's going to have a key role in the show. That would be awesome, because he's kind of been you know, off on the side for so many media pieces that it'd be cool to have Mossman featured more heavily.
Uncle Mossy is the key to everything.
Especially if he's Uncle Flocky.
To hell with that. Nobody wants flocked action. It serves no purpose.
I should have grabbed Mossman while I was over there.
Even you talking about grabbing it makes me feel itchy. But I'm interested in this figure. The colors, the sculpt, everything looks thing. But if he's side-eyeing, flocked or not, I'll have to get him.
Oh yeah, that's one of the best things about Mossman is side-eye.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Kevin Smith likes his, you know, that's true. Left Coast graphics, that's true. Mossman may be the key to everything in this show.
Man. bringing both sides to the table.
Yeah, what's the attorney in version of Snoochie Boochies?
See, it's not just me. And I got a lot of comments when I mentioned it on the weekly a couple weeks ago that I thought I was the only one that hated flocking.
Oh, I think a lot of people hate it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't think you're off there on your own. It's just
Top 3 needs: Buzz Off, Clawful, Web Store.
I've always been a big web store fan.
Trapjaw. I got to go with Trapjaw.
Well, Merman's my number one, but then it goes to like Spike or Web Store gets up there too. I'm a big Whiplash fan too. The bad guys are my guys though.
Yeah. The bad guys are, well, always more interesting.
Yeah. I don't want to be nice.
No, what it is Mossman's the only odd-looking person on this planet, and everyone else is normal-looking, except under the influence of Mossman. They even call it on the street. It's called, "Hey, you got any of that, Mossman?
You want to go visit Uncle Mossy?
Let's go buy Uncle Mossy's.
I'm gonna go see Uncle Mossy. That's what the code is."
Man at Arms. I always forget about Man at Arms too. He was always the
rules.
Essentially, it's going to be interesting. Even if I don't buy this line, I'm still interested in what it looks like. It's the same reason I look at Masters or Origins figures on the shelves now. It's just because I like the looks, even though I don't buy them.
Well, and like I said, I'm interested to see what Masterverse means. I mean, is it going to be something that covers a whole bunch of different eras and media and iterations and whatnot? Because if that is the case, it would kind of be like the multiverse line that Todd's doing, right? It's like you could have 5 figures in an assortment and they have nothing to do with each other because it's being pulled from all different places. So maybe there's only 1 or 2 figures in each assortment for you, but everybody's kind of getting a crack at something different, right?
Right. Which would be interesting. And I think we saw silhouettes of 9 characters for this line so far, or something.
I think so. I mean, like I said, I think, they're leading with Revelation for the obvious reason, and they may stick with that for a bit, but it'll be interesting to see, like I said, if we can, here's some classics characters that we didn't get to, or, here's some comic, mini comic versions or something like that. So yeah, for sure.
Well, would you get them even if they're in this larger kind of stylized style? Because you don't think they're going to be switching styles between each media they pull from, right?
I don't know, but I mean, classics is 7-inch scale.
Well, true, but it has its own style. It's a bulky bubble look.
Definitely, but I mean, I would think because these probably look exactly like the characters are going to look in the Revelation show, right?
Have we seen anything from the Revelation show?
No, I don't believe that we have. You've got to think that it's going to be coming sometime soon. Hopefully we'll start to see stuff like that, but I don't think that we have. But I don't know. I would think that it would be kind of crazy to do anything that isn't at least going to be on model for the show. Essentially the same time, right?
I don't know. It's just my fear that they've picked this style. And then they're just going to stick with it. Well, I say fear. It's not a fear. It's just like, I don't know. It's Mattel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They may not want to get too far away from this style. Because their thought process is we can take all these characters and all these characters and pull for here, put it into a toy line that looks good by itself, all these characters together,
Yeah. Maybe. I hope not, honestly. I hope the Revelation stuff looks like Revelation stuff. If they're going to do some 2000X, it looks like that. And same for classics or mini comics or whatever, a Filmation. Yeah.
Because, I don't know. Maybe there's no reasoning for pulling the classics from Super 7. Because that's another factor there. Maybe they pulled the classics because they have some kind of big long line plan that they will eventually get back to that style.
Yeah, that's still a sore point for me because I don't have faith.
I know.
But, and I think that there's room for all of it. I really do, but you know, that is what it is.
Oh yeah, I seem to remember something about that. How long ago was that though? If these designs haven't even been locked in for that long, where are they pulling from the toy designs? For the toy designs.
That's true. Well, you know, maybe it's like one of those things that it's going to be like sometimes movie figures are off model because they work off of early designs and things like that. So, I mean, I guess there's so much that we don't know about this. And I mean, this wasn't really even supposed to be shown yet, right?
No. But the Mattel stuff always gets leaked out from some kind of little, because I'm sure this is going out to retailers or something, and they don't send them the full pictures, but they send these crappy little fuzzy things,
little teeny tiny things. Yeah,
these little fuzzy flocked pictures.
Yeah, flocked.
Because that's what flocking does to me. When I feel flock, this is how my eyeballs see. I can't see. I can't focus on things.
Flock that.
And with that, that's 2 hours.
Dang.
Yeah.
We ran the gamut today too.
Yeah. And this is all just stuff from the past week or so.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It's just, like we always talk about, we're definitely in an age of action figures.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you can't find anything, then
that's my problem. I've got too much that I like.
Someday we're gonna have to put your using a laptop camera. Yeah, you have to spin it around sometime.
We can maybe we can, because it's mostly there now here. So maybe the next time you come up here, we can do a around the world type of thing or something.
Yeah, because it may take 2 people, right? To
maybe
get around and look. See I would point your laptop, and then you could point things out in the room.
Yeah,
because that's just your TMNT wall.
Yeah, because I've got kind of assorted wackiness and whatnot over there, and then Masters goes into there, and that's not even talking about like what's back there. So yeah, it'll be fun.
All the nooks and crannies.
But
if you're, I'm kind of liking not waiting 6 months between FwooshCasts.
Yeah, me too. This is good.
But we knew this would happen whenever you get an internet that could sustain more than a couple of minutes, and we're still snagging, but that's okay.
Yeah, like I said, they're saying by the end of the year that should be 0 interruption. So I'm looking forward to that. It's just
it's not like anybody has perfect internet. Hell, I went out twice the past week. Wow. So everybody look forward to more
lazy Sundays.
Lazy Sundays. Looking at toys. Does Veebs have a favorite turtle?
Yes, Robo stole my favorite turtle because it's
man. Who's older here?
Well, I guess we won't argue about that.
That's right. Were you standing in a field in the late 80s with a broomstick that you had broke the head off of?
I had electrical tape on mine for the grip. So,
oh man, we went as far as to use my dad's belt sander to sharpen a stick.
No,
a piece of lumber for a katana. We even stuck a guard on it and stuff because
my brother's favorite is Leonardo, and he had 2 swords from Renaissance Festival that he used for those.
We only had the cheap katanas at that one shop in the mall, and none of us had money. So
they're made out of wood.
Had to make our own. Had to tie 2 sticks together, and then size are the hardest to manufacture yourself.
Yeah.
They just never come out looking right.
Yeah. In fact, I think my stepdad made us nunchucks, much to my mother's chagrin.
Yeah.
Yeah, size you just couldn't really.
No, that kid always had to run around with 2 short sticks. And I
All
say
good ones
kids.
end with O. So.
And I say kids, we were 15, 16. So there wasn't a lot to do in Arkansas. But yeah, next Sunday, you come back around?
Be there and be square.
Both.
Yes.
Because we're just talking toys. We're just looking at pictures, talking to y'all.
Yeah.
And
good conversation. I appreciate everybody dipping in and talking. That's what makes it interesting, is pulling from that.
Yeah, because usually, I'm kind of used to this at this point, but you're jumping head first right into the whole chat room, live stream, everything, huh? Look at the face he froze on. He looks like he's done with my shit. He's given up. Oh, there he is.
I'm not saying get the hell out to me.
All right. We'll catch you on the FwooshCasts wherever.
Yeah.